The state Supreme Court says every New Mexican has the right to access public waterways, but controversy over a continued lack of access of public water on private land now has the Attorney General's office looking at how the state can enforce the rule. News 13's George Gonzalez explains.
This is a real issue, and we have the opportunity to fix it now before it results in some type of tragedy on our waterway.
That issue, wildland advocate Jesse Dubell says, is the illegal fences blocking access to public rivers and streams.
If I'm on my pack raft, I can't get through that fence. And that's frustrating, but it's not as dangerous as countless other pictures I can show you that are truly life-threatening obstacles on our public waterways.
Last August, the state Supreme Court issued a ruling allowing the public to wade through public water even if it crossed private property.
So the New Mexico Supreme Court started with the proposition that the water itself is public, but acknowledged that the bed of the water and the banks can be private, especially if it's non-navigable water.
While New Mexico Game and Fish acknowledges the decision, Director Michael Sloan says some of the wording in the ruling has made it hard to determine how Game and Fish should deal with landowners.
We've instructed them that when wading in the wetted part of the stream that's clearly legal, that there can't be no trespassing signs preventing that, but we have not been able to come up with appropriate language related to fencing and how to address that.
Democratic State Rep Matthew McQueen says while he sees the conflict, he's pushing for state agencies to quickly figure out how to handle it.
To me, it's about going forward. How are we going to enforce the public's right to access public waters? Because currently we're not.
George Gonzalez, KRQE News 13.
The New Mexico Attorney General's office says it plans to make contact with private landowners who continue to fence off or block waterways and will file lawsuits against landowners who don't comply.